Harry, you still making coffee?
No, I can't find my mug.
Oh, uh-oh.
Harry, you still making coffee? So I got my hat instead.
Okay, good.
That might have succumbed to the night I filled it up with tequila and
You might have succumbed.
went out driving in my new car.
Oh, yeah, the new car. Does it have a bar?
Yes. That was the first thing I made sure about. Hey, Argentina beat France.
I'll be darned. That's the final, right?
Yeah, I think Argentina is now the world champ.
Wow, how about that? Okay. Exposition Park, USC.
But I told you I've got my coffee crawl hat.
Good.
So I'm officially ready for the program now.
I have my coffee crawl hat and my coffee crawl hoodie. So I'm ready to go outside and drink coffee.
Should we have coffee crawl underwear?
Oh, it's available. We should. Yeah, it's available.
Now that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I think
since we're crawling,
we're for it.
Oh, well, we have a comment already.
Oh, look at Linda. Hi, Linda. Thank you, honey.
Hi, Linda. Well, hi, Bob. I know you're out there.
Bob, Rex, Terry Landry. Okay. Hey, we've got multiple viewer. Okay. Well, let's see. Good morning, Harry.
Good morning, Kurt. How's everything this morning?
Pretty darn good, actually.
Good.
I'm ready to show some pictures of the Blue Line Coffee Crawl from last Wednesday. And as we discussed...
Imagine that.
Oh, before we actually discuss the pictures, we need to spend some time whining and begging for subscribers. It's very important to us to grow our channel so we can help you. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And, we actually do have some merch available. And we have an announcement that we'll save to the end regarding free merch. Free.
All right.
I know they like that.
I like it. A little teaser.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a really important announcement. So don't turn your TV off now.
Very important.
Yeah.
No announcement has ever been this important. It's very, very big.
No spoilers, but it's about NFT trading cards with Kurt and me on them.
Very important. Well, let's see. Wednesday, we hopped on the train at North Hollywood, and we went to Exposition Park, right there in the middle of the screen there. And we went to a beautiful park, and I don't know. I think we both...
there was nothing there.
We had a hard time finding anything to take pictures of, but we do have some good pictures of the terminal and the tracks.
Sometimes you have to take pictures that raise important existential and philosophical and aesthetic questions.
That's right. And so when you see it, you just have to ponder it. There is no explanation.
Right. Really. Why did they do that?
No caption needed. Here's a picture of a tree. You think about it.
Right.
All right. So that being said, now we're going to explain the 3-minute rule one more time because this episode is a perfect example of the 3-minute rule. The 3-minute rule tells us that a picture must be taken if one of two conditions have been met. One of them is that you actually see a scene that you'd like to take a picture of, and the other, Harry?
I forget.
3
minutes is up.
3 minutes has expired.
It's always a big discussion. Who's going to carry the timer?
When you're walking around taking pictures and about 3 minutes hasn't gone by, you have this incredible urge to take a picture, whether it's So I think we got a lot of 3-minute pictures here. Anyway, we'll explain that for the last time today. I think we'll have a graphic for next time. But anyway, that being said, I took my old standard Canon EOS RP with, and I've changed lenses. I used to have a 1740. I'm taking my 35 2.0 because the mission the last couple of weeks has been to take shallow depth of field pictures, interesting shallow depth of field pictures, and we have yet to do a lot of that. And Harry, tell us about your camera.
Um, well, the Fuji GFX is a 100 megapixel camera. And I think I mentioned this once before that Photoshop in the configuration I have doesn't handle 100 megapixels. So I wind up editing on smaller versions. Yeah, maybe 65 or 70 megapixels, which is not bad.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain about not getting the full 100.
Yeah, 60 is 3 times more than mine.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Brace yourself.
And that's a good lesson. 3 times more megapixels does not translate to a 3 times better picture.
Yeah, you wonder where the curve flattens out.
Yeah.
Well, there we are. E-line to Santa Monica. We actually made it this time. We're slowly but surely getting the train system figured out. What irritates me is at one level they have platform number and where it's going, and the other one they don't. It's a totally different signage, and it bugs me. It's not consistent, but we're figuring it out.
Yeah, well, it's confusing.
It is confusing.
That's why that's how we wound up in San Bernardino a couple of times. I'm joking. We never. Yeah. Even as confused as we were, we stayed away from San Bernardino.
Yeah, we got wise about the Riverside.
Yeah, the Riverside line.
Yeah.
There was no river there.
Wait a second. So this should tell you early on about the pictures at Exposition Park. We took more pictures of the tracks and the workings. Although I will say that even before we got to Exposition Park, I thought some of these pictures were pretty neat. Just the, I don't know, lines.
The terminal? You mean the pictures underground?
Yeah,
yeah, we could have a whole new underground series.
Yeah, I'm going to add it to my...
Yeah, like Monk. Yeah, Thelonious Monk had that underground album with a cool picture on it.
We'll have an underground photo book.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Look at us. Platform 1. Now, see that? I wish they all had that, but they don't.
That smile on Kurt's face is the smile of Eureka.
We
figured out why we always go to the wrong place.
I think we're actually going to Santa Monica.
Yeah. And, we didn't learn from experience because we had, I think last week we realized we had to go upstairs, cross over to the other side to get to the place we were going. And this week we misread the sign in the way we had done before we figured out
exactly the same
what we were actually supposed to do.
Yeah, for some reason, walking around the terminal, you see E-line and an arrow.
Yeah,
we interpreted that to be stand here.
Yeah, right.
The arrow pointing where you should go. Anyway, once we figured it out, we were pretty happy about it. Anyway.
Yeah.
So it looks like
first thing I did was interpret the arrow as meaning walk down the tracks toward the darkness.
Oh, Harry, always go towards the light.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, this is. I spent quite a few seconds trying to imagine a narrative that would make sense of this, and I think what it is the guy dropped his coffee and jumped onto the tracks.
Oh yeah, well he's bending over to pick it up as we speak.
If it were an animation, we could have a hand coming up from the tracks. Yeah, right.
Okay, now this was before we got to Exposition Park, so I actually did think this would make a nice picture. Not sure, but
well, it does.
Yeah, I like
it. It sort of looks like you're looking in a mirror, and the mirror is showing you the scene behind you.
when I
And
was
then you
editing.
realize, oh,
Yeah.
nothing over there is the same as anything behind me.
I guess what I like is the symmetry. The passengers are all spaced out like birds on a wire.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
at first, I tried to bring out their faces in editing, but then I thought, wait a second, let's not do that. I like the sort of anonymity,
yeah,
but the symmetry more than anything.
yeah.
And
It
I
looks
just
like
love.
the
I gotta say,
cracks frame it.
I just I just love taking pictures inside these terminals. I love the lighting,
Yeah.
and I have to go down there and just walk around sometime.
Do you have your camera set for black and white?
I have two automatic. Yeah, I have two automatic settings on the custom controls. One of them is for black and white, high ISO. One of them's
Uh-huh.
for outside, uh, you know, normal, and then the other one I don't know what I have,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I've got a preset on the camera, which you don't get with film. I got to start bringing my film camera again. Anyway, that may be the same picture. Oh, that's good. That is so Harry Smallenberg. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
this one I thought was pretty interesting. In fact, I couldn't really tell what it was when I when I first looked at
Yeah.
it. I mean, even after I'd taken it, and then I realized, oh, that's the train with the paintings on the outside, and from the inside, you have no idea
It's
what the
even
outside
when
of the
you
train looks.
even when you think you know what it is, it takes you a second to figure it out.
Yeah, right. So it's like a collage, and I
Uh
like
huh.
those collage type scenes.
Yeah. And it at first
Did I
looks
tell you
like
my
it's
joke about applying to a collage when I got out of high school?
how'd it go?
They pasted a bunch of stuff all over me.
Oh, now that looks like it's sideways, but it's not.
You know, that's pretty interesting. It looks like it has a bunch of both levels on a flat surface, and it looks like it goes back in space too.
Yeah, and speaking of space, I sort of thought it looked like the spaceship from Alien or something. You
Mm-hmm.
know, one of those.
It does. It
Somehow it
was.
had a spaceship look to it.
Yeah. Scotty, beam me down.
Yeah, get me out of here. This is my homage to Edward Weston. Sorry, Edward.
This is my apology to Edward Weston.
Actually, I thought it was something I shouldn't step in when I first saw it.
Yeah.
Then I saw it was mushrooms. Still
So
glad I took it.
you collected them and you put them on pizza?
Then I stepped on them. Yeah, I don't know. That's not bad. Okay, and there's. Oh, so we ended up taking a couple of pictures of the fountain. Boring. They look like family vacation pictures, which I guess it probably was. And so we went to the Science Center for coffee. And this was
Yeah.
the mobile, I guess not mobile, but the ceiling. What do you call it? Hanging from the ceiling artwork.
Yeah.
And
We could also, since this is our coffee crawl, have a 3-minute rule for coffee.
yeah, yeah.
We have to get coffee every 3 minutes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, sometimes it's hard to find a place. This
That means double up when you finally do find one.
we figured what museum doesn't have a coffee bar?
Right,
And we
right.
were right. And look what happened to us. Just as we walked right up and ordered our coffee, the
Oh
children
yeah.
showed up. And boy, talk about perfect timing. If we would have been another
Oh
2 minutes
man.
later,
Yeah.
we would have followed all the little children getting their milk and cookies. Okay, so this guy was walking around, and he was looking at me, and I was looking at him. I don't know why he was looking at me. I was trying to figure out what kind of camera he had, and so
That's
finally
probably why he was looking at you.
yeah, maybe. He probably saw your camera. Yours is more impressive than mine. But they came walking by our table. We nodded hello, and then I asked him if he was a photographer. And where were they from? They were from Germany.
Yeah, they were from Cologne, Germany, on a what he referred to as a world tour. They'd been to Shanghai for a
Oh yeah.
week. Now they were in LA for a week, and I forget where they were going next, or maybe he didn't say, but it was like they got to spend a week in some of the world's major cities.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah,
Real nice
and
couple.
I got to practice a little of my fledgling German,
All right.
and he nodded some combination of approval and sure, kid.
Yeah, yeah, okay, thanks. Thanks for the try.
Yeah, right. Go back to English.
Okay, now here, I don't know what kind of a photographer he was. He could have been just taking vacation pictures, but they're standing
Yeah.
in. I couldn't resist this one. They're standing in front of a display of Sebastião Delgado, which, if you haven't seen any of his work, you must check it out. Get him on YouTube or Google, wherever you do. This guy is unbelievable. He's a master photographer like no other, and is involved in the world. What's the word I'm looking for? Save the planet kind of stuff, ecology,
Oh
and
yeah.
boy,
Environmental consciousness.
environmental. Yeah, that's it. And just the photographs are just stunning. And he goes to these places you didn't even know existed. So I
Yeah.
recommend Sebastião Delgado. Sebastião Salgado.
So was that's an exhibit at the Science Center?
I didn't bother.
Oh.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go back there, check it out.
Yeah.
One of my favorite photographers for sure. Oh, look. Thanks, Harry.
And yeah, that's Kurt taking a picture of the two of them. They must have moved because they're not in front of that Sebastian Delgado.
Well,
I guess they must be.
yeah.
That's another display on to their right.
Yeah, I think you're seeing the side of that window. It's kind of gold colored.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Anyway, thanks.
Kurt in action.
See, here's another one of the tracks.
Okay, now here's the philosophic aesthetic question I grapple with
Yeah.
for 2 hours every Wednesday morning, or maybe three, because I grapple with it as soon as I get in the car. This looks kind of interesting to me, just in terms of weird colors, weird lines, crisscrossing and angling.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also so obviously an informational photograph. It's hard to tell where an informational image starts to make the transition over to an image that has aesthetic value as an image rather than just as information.
Well, that's a
Does that
good
make
point.
sense?
Well, I always look at the structure before anything else. But yeah,
Yeah.
you've seen these collages. A lot of people have shot some pictures with road signs where there's like 20 directions on one little posting at a road sign, and
Mhm.
this looks a little bit like an information overload kind of thing.
Uh-huh. Maybe one of the things is the fact that there's a red light, so nobody is going anywhere,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and there's a handicap sign, which sounds like you put your wheelchair down there on the tracks and gun it.
Handicap access to what?
Yeah,
and by the way, stop.
yeah, right. Yeah. So maybe it's the a bunch of conflicting signals.
Yeah.
Go stop, go stop. Here's where you are. Stop.
I like the green texture on that post though. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Wonder if it was painted that way or if it got that way.
I think it's probably just gray, and there's something about the ambient light
No.
that turned the image that color
No.
when it was photographed. And it's bleed over from that one little part of the sign.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, these underground pictures have a lot of potential.
You know what? Thank you. I noticed that you and I rarely take the same picture, but
Yeah,
Wednesday we did. This is the same picture from a different angle. I think that's your red
right.
light, my red light. Um,
Yeah.
we overlap quite a bit and
Yeah,
characteristically.
what's intriguing about this one is the tracks down below are not going in the direction. It looks like that's a train up above,
It does, yeah.
but that's more of the station, right?
Yeah.
The other side of the tracks. Come to think of it, I I can't even place that. I don't know what I'm looking at.
Perfect.
One of the signs of a good picture in my mind is if I don't know what I'm looking at, that's a good sign.
Well, yeah.
What is that? Where are we?
Um, One thing that I think goes through my mind when I look at some certain types of pictures is, well, first it has to have curb appeal. If if there's no instant connection, then you just flick by. But if it
Hmm.
has curb appeal and then it makes you look for a couple of seconds, that's kind of the
Yeah.
goal.
Is enigmatic the same as curb appeal?
Yeah, I guess. But
Could be.
like when you pull up in front of the house, the real estate agent pulls up in front of the curb and you see the house, you go, "Oh, that's the one I want."
Yeah. Yeah, this was another one that was an enigma to me because it seems like uh, signs pointing to different things that have nothing to do with each other. Like what does the two have to do with the arrow at the bottom? Where is it pointing?
Right.
And what is the hour boarding zone sign?
And who
How
decided to
does
put
that
the
relate
number
to
right on
anything?
top of another sign?
Yeah, yeah. And it looks like that the two is uh, a temporary
Uh huh.
number because it looks like some pieces of paper that have been stuck up there.
Yeah.
So it's
And the
it's the
obligatory.
puzzlement factor. Oh, here's
Yeah.
another one. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
I tried to get a picture of the train operator, but I didn't. He whizzed by a little too fast for me.
Uh,
Well.
oh, you know what? This is about exactly the amount of time we shoot for, about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And part of our conversation has been, was this picture worth taking? Why did I do this? What
Yeah.
you know, I mean, like that, especially that one that had the red light in the Metro Center and the handicap chair.
Uh huh.
I looked at that and thought, should I take this or not? Then I took it, and then I'm still perplexed about why.
Yeah.
Maybe a lot of other people are too. What the hell did he
Well,
take
yeah,
that
but
for?
you say, why did they take that picture? But yet you look at it, and as you question why you took the picture, you're still looking at it, thinking about it. So there, your goal is being met in maybe a roundabout manner.
Yeah.
They're still looking at it,
Thank
going,
you, Linda.
why? Oh, thank you. Why? Maybe that's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
valid, but it it wasn't out of confusion. Why? It's just what are they seeing? And then even okay, so you know, we even pointed out a few things that we liked out of that picture that you
yeah.
thought was a throwaway,
Yeah, yeah,
and still there's points to conversation.
yeah. Wow. Existentially, I think what it all means is we live in a conundrum.
Ooh.
Spoken like a percussionist.
Okay, here's time.
You can
It's
say
time.
that was a blast. You're a trumpet player.
Time for the big announcement. I don't know.
Oh,
Is it merch? Yeah, I guess it's merch related. But Harry and I have decided we're going to do, in addition to all our other projects like the Ventura Boulevard uh, Coffee Crawl book, which we're still working on, and the Red Line book, which is probably be out before the Ventura book, wouldn't you think? The coffee table book, yeah, probably. We're going to do a calendar for 2023. Now, here's the exciting news. If you leave a comment in the video, in the description below, that you're interested in a calendar, at the end of, what do you say, January 15th? Oh, I mentioned the date.
2024. Might
Yeah.
as well be
When we get
realistic.
around to making this calendar, we'll put those names in a hat, and you may win a 2023 Coffee Crawl calendar. Oh, come on.
And the exciting thing is, you'll get the 2023 calendar in 2024 when we finish.
Well, maybe we should focus on a 2024 calendar. No, we're going to do 2023. It will be done before the end of. We're going to try for the middle of January. That's a little late, but we just had this idea recently. So, not to mention the coffee table books, which are coming out.
Well, you know, Roman still has 2023 calendars on its shelves. So I think if we get our 2023 calendar together by mid-January, there will still be calendars on Roman shelves for the year.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. So we'll.
Yeah. And at Office Depot, you can buy 2023 calendars all year long, right up until December 31st. If you're...
Well, we're going to actually set a deadline on this one. It's only 6 pictures a piece. We should be able to handle that. But it'll be available in our merch store and our contest.
Well, so my final word is, if you really want to be confused about life, look forward to getting one of these calendars.
Yeah. Mark your calendar.
12 months of enigma.
Mark your calendar.
Yeah.
Well, tearfully, I announce that, as our mentors would have said, you've wasted another 20 minutes.
Is that tearfully or cheerfully?
Cheerfully announced.
Or fearfully.
Tearfully. Oh my God. Anyway, good show, Harry.
All right, gang.
We're gonna probably.
You know, I have another idea. We should hold a party for all the people who watch.
Both of them.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, it wouldn't cost much.
Bag of chips.
Yeah, let's do it quick before we get more viewers.
All right. Well, next week we're tentatively planning, which is what we always do. Since Harry will be unavailable to take pictures on Wednesday, we're going to follow up with Greece pictures, GREECE pictures.
I could do the other kind too.
The Grecian formula pictures next Sunday at 10 o'clock. So please come by. And with that, I will say.
Oh.
What will I say? I'm going
Right. Cheers. Cheers to another good week. Take many good pictures.
Another good week. And all you out there, go out and take pictures. That's good advice, I would say. Anytime.
It'll keep you out of trouble.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for us, but it'll keep you out.
Wandering around out there with a camera. Oh my God, who'd have thought? All right. This is it.
Okay, gang.
See you
soon.
Bye. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.